Hello, welcome to Joan's Sewing Room. Well, today is Thursday and I decided to make a shopping bag. So let's get started. And by the way, I hope you're all feeling well. I am. So what I've cut here is some I've cut some blue rooster fabric, looks like this, and then on the back will be polka dots. Now this bag is going to be a grocery bag, so it doesn't need to be lined and it doesn't need to have a pocket. It's just something to take grocery shopping. It's 20 inches, so let's say 19.5 inches and 18 inches long. Now, what I'm planning on doing is box my corners. So what I want to do is I'm going to attach these one on each side, and this will be the bottom of the bag. And when you box it, now you can put in an inch box, and when you make that inch box, it's going to be 2 inches. If you go 1.5 inches, it's going to be 3 inches. So when they put in a box, it means it's going to lay flat on the table so you can put in your groceries. Now I'm thinking maybe let's go 1.5. That way it'll be 3 and it'll be wide at the bottom, and then you can put your groceries in. It won't be, it won't be coming down with a little. It'll be big enough so you can put in your milk or put in your cereal or whatever, and it'll hold it fine. I cut 2 straps. Let me see. And they are 33 inches long. And each one will be on the outside, excuse me, of the bag, and they will be sewn in. And then also the top of the fabric will be sewn over like so, so you have a nice edge. And they'll be sewn together. So first of all, what I need to do is I am going, on each one, I'm going to add one of these as the bottom. I'm going to pin it on. Like so. You don't have to use pins. You can just, just sew straight across. These I marked on the bag 5 inches from the end, because I figured you're going to have about a 1/2 inch seam. So you got to consider that. So put in 1/2. So let me see, or a 1/4 inch. So I just put 5 inches, so it actually comes out to maybe 4 inches. But I did 5 inches. Let me do it on this side too. Just use my little measuring device, ruler. So these will be like totally washable, so if anything does spill in them, you can just throw them in the washer. That's good, John. Pinned it to there. You did that one too. Okay, let's measure that again. Then on this side, Ellie. So let me go to the machine and I will sew the bottoms on. So basic, this is just cotton fabric. The black and white polka dot, I think, is more like on upholstery fabric. It's a little stiffer, so that's good. And I think I should just do 2 seams, so it gives it more stability. One right on top of the other. This, like that, and we'll do this one. Hopefully I have the right sides. I just realized. I wonder, I don't know what I did here. Oh yeah, I got it right. I just thought, oh no, did I do it wrong? Not on YouTube. Not the first time, that's for sure. Now, if you haven't ever made bags like this before, they're really easy. And you can watch me do it. And there's a lot of other people on YouTube that makes bags also. So, that's how I learned. I am going to sew down the top part of the bag. And so what I've done is I turned over 1/4 of an inch at the top. And then I turned over about 1 inch over. Let's see if it's 1 inch. Yep, it's 1 inch. So now I'm going to do a running stitch. I will sew it on the back side. like that. Alright, now I'll do the front, the other one. That's this one, it's already done. And we'll do this one. And I've ironed them down so we make a nice inch. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to run another stitch at the top, and that'll just give it extra strength. And it also looks good. So I sewed it on the top and the bottom for extra strength. And I'll do it on this one too. These are cotton handles. Some people use polyester handles, which are a little stronger, but I always consider those are like for backpacks and that sort of thing. But so this is what I had, so this is what I'm using. Or you can make it from the fabric, your handles, but I like these. When you cut these, you have to burn the ends so they don't fray. So that's a good thing to remember. Putting the handles on. I first put this one down. I put tape under it and I laid this down and pinned it. So then I took my 6-inch ruler like this and I laid it under there, and I brought the edge of the purse up to line 2, and then I put my ruler under this one. Right there. And I'm lining it up with the lines. And I'm putting it right there. Now you want to make sure that your handle is laying so it doesn't flip over. It'll be backwards. And I'm going to pin this. Now another way you can use your measuring tape. And I'm going to measure down. So it's about almost 4 1/8. We'll just say 4.5 inches. Like that. And then you can go this way. Then you can measure it to see where you stand. So this one, I'm right in the center. I'm at 5. Let's see how about this one. No, that's not even 5, is it? All right. So this one is at 6. I'm going to move it over to 6. So I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to put a new piece of tape. Tape it at 6. Excuse the sound in the background, that's the air filter. Okay. Take it at 6. So then I take this over to the sewing machine and sew it on. And in the meantime, I can do the other one. And just line it up with this. It's another way of measuring it. And you straighten out your flip this over. That's another way to do it. Keep it straight. Alrighty, so let's get it done. So this is how it's gonna look, like that. Alright, so let's get them done. Should I sew it here? I'm going to start the stitch up here, I think. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go across first. pretty. Then go down here at the stitch line and stitch across there. I'm going to turn it and sew down the handle. Measure it, make sure it is where it's supposed to be. Doesn't hurt to make sure. Just going a little slower here because it's thicker there. I know my machine will go through it, but I don't want to. Back stitch, go again, back stitch 1, 2, and it comes back up 1. Just knocked something over, didn't I? Okay. Now what I think I'm going to do here is I am going to cut my threads. See what's going on under there? There we go. Okay, so next we're going to make box corners. So I'm going to be working in this corner and this corner. So we're going to lay out our ruler. And we're going to make it 1.5 inches. So what I do is I find, here's my inch right there. Okay, but I want to make it 1.5 inches to make it 3 inches. Now, when you make your box corners, this is lowering, let's see, how do I say it? You're getting less of a bag, basically. And you would say, well, why would you want to do that? Well, because I want to be able to open it, this part up. I want this part to be laying flat because this is the bottom of the bag. That's why. So you just measure, you just put your ruler. You can put any kind of ruler. I have a square ruler. You can put a regular ruler. And you decide where you want your, how big you want it. So I'm going 1.5 inches. So that'll make it 3 inches. And then I'm going to do this one. So you want to do this before you put your sides together. So it'd be 1 1/2 this way and 1 1/2 this way. And then you just draw a line down. So, when you go to sew this, you would sew from the top down to this line and stop, okay? And then you would start across this line to, well, let me put this square. I haven't put it in yet. And I'm gonna cut the squares. Alright, so like that. So I'm just going to cut out these squares. Oops. Like that. One like this. And then the other one. Boxed. So I'm cutting it. Okay, so when I go to sew it, I will sew down to this point and then start at this point at the bottom and go straight across. And then I'll start at this point and I'll go straight up. Okay? So that is our box corners. And here is the front. We're going to put these two together. Just like that. Going to pin this here like so, and I am going to sew a 1/2 inch in. Double stitch here. So we go to the other side. Do the same thing. straight down. Make sure everything kind of lines up there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-sew it again on both sides for stability, because it's going to be carrying groceries. Okay. Then I'm going to go back to this side again and re-sew it, just to, you know, make sure it's going to hold up. I don't know why you do that. Okay, so now all we have to do is the bottom. And we'll do the bottom twice. And then we'll go to the next step. I think I'll just see how far off is it. Let's do this side. It's not cut very straight. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it and redo the bottom again. In this last segment that I was filming, I failed to show you how to finish off the block. But you just put you stretch out the corners, and then you sew straight across, and that closes up the seam. This is what it looks like when you sew a box corner. All right. Well, thanks for watching. And if you like my videos, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment. I like to see the comments. And otherwise, have a great day. And I'll be seeing you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.